everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Welcome.
What day is today?
Today is a day. It's one of the days. I know it ends with a D-A-Y day.
I said it was musical week at my house, not at yours.
I don't know which day it is, Tom.
The problem with it being musical week at my house is that I wake up in the morning with like a song. Like this morning I woke up with the music of the night going through my head, which is just not the song I want to wake up in the morning.
It's just that dance hit from the 80s. This is the music of the night. The night. Oh, yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Great. All right, folks. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast Live, remotely, which we'll be doing for the foreseeable future. This is not the only live show going up today. We'll be doing a live top 10 later on today. What time is that?
Right.
I think it's
I believe we're doing that at 1 or a 2. Roy is not paying attention. He can't hear us.
Oh, okay.
At what time is the top 10, Roy? 1 or 2?
It's at 2. All right. I knew it. Okay, so anyhow, folks, we're going to get started here because you can tell we're slightly loopy as it is. But we're going to start with the board game news. And here we go. So taking a look at the different news, the news is kind of a mix of, there's both positive and negative stuff in the news, but there's a lot of different news. So let's get jumping on here. First, we have WizKids has announced the publication of a new pinball-themed game from Jeff Engelstein. Mm-hmm. And this is a roll and write game. And I'm actually more excited about this than A, I am about most roll and write games, and B, more than most of Jeff's games in the past. Although I have liked his games more than Z does. Yes. I'm just a big fan of pinball and period. So, all right. There's a lot of industry news this week. Calliope Games changes its distribution channel to combat counterfeiting. So you might know them from Roll For It and Suro. And basically, they're changing their distribution channel. They're using Alliance and ACD and Universal Games Distribution in Canada. There's a lot of games that are being counterfeited these days. It's one of those problems that is prevalent in the industry, but people don't really know a lot about. All right, April Fools. I will say yesterday was the least April Fool's jokes I've ever seen on the internet.
Yeah, well, yes.
Which,
thankfully,
if there's one thing that was a positive of that day, it was that. I even banned them in my house. My kids were like, April. I was like, not happening today. Because I bring joy and sunshine into my house. But there was a few April Fool's jokes from the online game shop, the Spiel Offensive. They advertised like sleeves for your board games. So like a big bag you could stick the whole game in, which actually might work if it's raining.
I know somebody out there wants to get a bag to put their board in just to protect the board, and then they have the little baggies there for the dice to bag the dice as well. I mean, they make sleeves for Carcassonne tiles, and I know people buy them. Some people buy those. That's wild.
They must. Well, either way, that was the April Fool's joke. The only other April Fool's joke, which has gotten very positive buzz, was Rodney Smith did a how to play of Monopoly. And he did it straight. So was it a joke?
It's technically not a joke if he did his job, right? It just happens to be about a game maybe many people didn't want to see, but it's useful to someone.
It's definitely a joke. I'm sure that he did it on April Fool's for sure, but It's a brilliant move because he posts it, and normally, let's say he posted it any other month of the year, people would be like, are you kidding me? I don't got time for Monopoly. Do it. But here, everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. And it worked well, and it's still an actual useful thing. Rodney Smith, he's smarter than you think. And you think he's smart, which means he's... Okay, anyway. All right, let's take a look at some negative news here.
All
Alliance
right.
Distribution, which is owned by Geppy Family Enterprises. They also own Diamond, which is the biggest comic book distributor, or the only one, actually. And they've stopped paying their vendors, which is the board game publishers.
Right.
So they said that's because they're not getting money from the stores, so therefore they're not paying the vendors. Now, this is obviously I'm assuming, temporary thing as time goes by, but they want to keep paying their employees. So this is just another thing that's going to happen. And then in unrelated news, I swear it's unrelated, Asmodee is leaving Alliance as an exclusive distributor. Now, Asmodee is essentially, we mentioned in the past that they were going to be doing their own distribution and also working a little bit with ACD. But this is a big hit for Alliance in general. So I was thinking at the beginning of this year that the distributors are going to be taking some hits this year, especially with Kickstarter bypassing them. This has definitely accelerated that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's quite the catalog to lose.
Oh, I know. Asmodee has a huge, huge catalog. All right. Who just turned 50? Uwe Rosenberg.
Ooh.
And so to celebrate that, they released a deluxe edition of Bonanza: The Duel. So it says he presented the idea for Bonanza to Amigo in 1995, 25 years ago. A young whippersnapper.
A 25-year-old, tall,
This
lanky
Rosenberg
German man.
kid.
Who's this kid? Hey, kid. I can just imagine, like, yeah, come in here, kid. Yeah. Oh, you got a bright future, see? Yeah. Let me see that bean game there.
That's how Germans talk.
That's exactly. Well, it was 25 years ago. The world was so different. Prohibition was in full effect.
All right. So 25 years later, they're still making Bonanza. It's still one of their big cash cows. He made his breakthrough of that, but it's accompanied him half of his life. So
That's
his birthday's
insane.
there. So it's a birthday wish, I guess he had, that it'd be a nice one. It replaces the gift cards with a game board and gift tokens.
It looks very nice, like a nice production. And I think the company just did it as a present to him, kind of. I don't think I don't think it was driven by him, the decision to make this.
I would guess that Bonanza is his most sold game. I don't know if Agricola has sold more than Bonanza, because Bonanza was huge.
Bonanza by far, I'm sure, has sold more than the heavier games. This, for one thing, it's much cheaper also to buy a copy. So, but also, this can be played with just about anybody. Talk about Agricola. That's still got to be a small group of people, relatively speaking.
All right, WizKids has announced an October release for the Gates of Mara. This is from J.B. Howell, the guy who designed Reavers of Midgard and Flotilla. A 2 to 4 player, really pretty looking game. Has upgradable worker placement with layered area control mechanisms. And the artwork here is Nastya Len. I just like how this game looks. I hope it's good, and he has a pretty solid design pedigree.
Yeah, it looks interesting. The elemental sort of cover there.
This next one I'm really interested in. It's from Iranian publisher Soren Game Studio, Trampoline Park, where you are basically jumping your pieces around the board off trampolines and stuff and trying to score points. It's probably an abstract strategy game, but that's a theme that we don't often see.
It's definitely an abstract game, so.
Well, I know, but I like the trampoline theme. Do you like trampolines? Don't answer that. Renegade has announced suspension of shipments. This is not the most positive of news. And so here's the deal, folks. Everyone has been complaining. And the next one here, Fantasy Flight, has pushed back their schedule of all their upcoming releases for a month or so. Everyone has complained and said there's too many games. Like, everybody says that. Mm-hmm. Great. Let's get them all played, and then we can start up the games again. That's got to be the way we got to look at it, right?
I think so. And plus, if everybody, these companies go away for a couple of months, maybe a little longer, and beef up their games, take that time to not just push out more stuff, but actually make what will eventually come out better, there will be a lull where people kind of catch up, right? And then when games start coming out again, they are better than before. Maybe, right? I mean,
I'm glad you're looking at it like that. This is what I think is going to happen. As soon as this is over, there's going to be a flood of games all released at the same time.
Yes. Yes, agreed.
And as consumers, we're going to sit there and go, and there's just too many games.
I agree.
However,
course.
There are quite a few print and play games. We mentioned this already, but there's a few ones. So from KYF, there's a game called Foo Foo Foo, which I have to say, when I looked at the box cover, I really thought they were trying to say F-U 3 times, but it's actually the word foo.
So I did not see that until you pointed it out. Okay, great.
Sorry. There's no English language yet, but folks are asking so that they have the regular one. More than 10,000 games have been sold in France. So now you can get it's a silly style game. And I got a copy of this sent to me in the mail from Piero, who is the co-owner of this company, KYF Games. So there you go. Big Potato has released Mr. Lister's Quiz Shootout as a PDF. So think of Wits and Wagers. This is kind of a similar style game to that, where you're answering questions and you don't know what the answers are.
This is good stuff. I like this game.
I heard it's okay. King Domino has a free expansion from Blue Orange Games. There's a free expansion for King Domino called The Court.
Mm-hmm.
There's print and play files of Corinth from Days of Wonder. This is pretty impressive, some of the stuff that people are offering here, right? I mean, they're giving away.
Did you skip over the detective one?
Did I miss Detective? Oh, no. I missed that. Sorry. Portal Games offering Detective Suburbia expansion, everything you need to play the game, whether or not you own it, and 3 soul scenarios for Empires of the North. Aren't they promising like something new every day?
Yeah, I think so. They were putting out something.
That's got to run out eventually.
Yeah, but it's really cool seeing all these companies. Again, the cynical person in me, the cynicism in me is like, well, they just want to stay relevant. They don't want you to forget about them when this is all over. Good PR, blah, blah, blah. But then after that's run its course through my head, I'm thinking, this is really nice that these companies are putting something out. Blue Orange was intending to publish that expansion, The Court, to King Domino. I mean, it's a Spiel des Jahres winner. They're gonna, they wanted to put out that expansion, the usual channels, but they made it available online for free. That's classy. That's a nice touch, So it's lovely to see that, and it looks like a neat expansion.
All right, Pencil First Games announced a stuck-at-home game design contest, so you can send them submissions. They'll take them the second half of April. That's Pencil First Games. Sagrada is now available digitally, both on Steam, Apple App Store, and Google Play. Asmodee is partnering with Dark Horse Comics to publish tabletop gaming IP-based art books. I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess they're selling Fantasy Flight art in books that Dark Horse is publishing. It's an odd time to announce that, but...
yeah. Huh, okay.
All right, so we got a couple of announcements from Stonemaier Games. First of all, there's an expansion for My Little Scythe called Pie in the Sky. Right, the long-awaited expansion of My Little Scythe. Now, My Little Scythe, as far as I can tell, unlike Wingspan, which is constantly out of print, My Little Scythe is not too hard to find. That one has not sold nearly as well. It's a kid's game that they don't normally do as well. But it is nice to see there's an expansion coming. He also has 2 real products that are April Fool's jokes, he said. Okay. One is chocolate-colored candy egg trays. So, the Stonemaier trays, the plastic ones, he made the chocolate-colored-looking ones to put chocolate eggs in for people who are using those and Wingspan eggs at the same time. This is a joke that, I don't know, I wouldn't have thrown money at this. Like, I went to the website, I was like, okay, Maybe I'll buy these. I looked at them like, why would I buy brown trays? Even for a joke.
I don't get it. They are just plastic trays, right?
Yeah.
They're just brown.
I guess you could stick some chocolate in them and then stick it in Wingspan. And when you pull it out, you're like, ho, 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 ho. And then you open it and the chocolate melted. And I don't know.
Yeah, no, okay, fine. He has the money.
The other thing is he has an embossed magnifying glass that helps you read small text in tabletop games.
Okay.
That seems slightly more useful. Although I'm not sold on how it looked.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here, and the logo is on there. It's quite large. This would have been a little classier if it was maybe a little more steampunky. If like there wasn't just it looks like a giveaway branding type thing. You know, like you go by his booth and you get a keychain. This makes me think of that. I'm sure it's nicer than some giveaway, but still.
Well, that is the news, folks. A lot more news than I thought, actually. Just kind of all weird stuff. It's not all these big announcements, but you can always go back Frosthaven and what's the other one? The coming soon from Kamana, the Ankh. Two giant Kickstarters. That's coming in a few weeks, actually. So anyhow, that's Kickstarter news. Speaking of other news, let's jump to the war game stuff.
Okay, Pa! Let's play this game! You said last week we were gonna play this game! You know what? Why don't you call Glory Hound, you know? Maybe play a game on the phone, FaceTime or something. Glory what? Who's Glory Hound? And just like that. Okay, let's play! I don't wanna play. Shut up! It's been a while I wanted to get into this company. Worthington Games. Huh? You should see what they got. I'll show you what I got. So Worthington Publishing is a war game company, but not the type of games you're thinking of. Not the heavy war games, light war games, block games for the whole family. General Custer, Cowboys and Indians too, the Civil War, many Civil War titles. It's American history. You know what, for people who don't like the idea of neutralizing your enemy because it's a war game, well, Worthington is fantastic because, look, we've done Dunkirk before, right? And basically you're not neutralizing anybody, you're just removing them from the board. Look, we have to be serious here. I mean, this is a war game segment. It's not a namby-pamby segment, you know what I'm saying? Like this. But if you're in the mood for something a little bit more tactical, well, you can play Band of Brothers, where you can find, fix, flank, and finish. Most war games have a story. This one has a huge narrative. It's about the 101 Airborne, the Band of Brothers. Super easy game to get into. 3 out of 10 in complexity. It's a game designed by Jim Crone. And you got tanks, infantry, artillery. See, this is what the map looks like. Top left, those are brick houses. Top right, those are wooden houses. The brick houses offer you more defense. Why? They're made out of brick. See, everything's logical in a war game. Now let's look at a squad. On the right-hand side, you see morale, 10, 6, and 2. 10 means you're in great health. 6 means you're suppressed. You're lying down under cover. 2 means you're really scared. Now let's go to the left. Firepower. Well, 6. That's like hit points. Range. How far can you shoot? Well, 5. 5 spaces. Proficiency. That's how tough you are. That guy's big, and the other guy's small. But hey, we know the story. And in war games, you use your brains, just like David did. 2, the lower number, the better. And casualty, that's your defense. The higher number, the better. They have 2 other games in the series. The second one being Ghost Panzer. That's the 11th Panzer Division. And why they call them Ghost Panzer? Because they came in, blew them up, right away. Nobody saw them. And the third game is called Texas Arrows. Guess where they were from? So for the next few weeks, we're going to cover Worthington Publishing. Stick around.
Howdy folks, welcome to By the Numbers. My name is Hunter Thomason from the Family Showdown. This episode of By the Numbers, we're continuing my Through the Years series where I'm looking at the best game on Board Game Geek by year, starting with 1970, this week, 1990. Take a look at the top 5. We see the number 1 game from 1990 is The Republic of Rome, coming in at 443. The Republic of Rome is a political negotiation war game which simulates 250 years of history of Rome. The Republic of Rome is what I would consider an epic strategy game. The games can take 5 or more hours. Probably more hours. The Republic of Rome still has a bit of a cult following. I see the forums on Board Game Geek is still somewhat active, and there's a living rule set for this game that was updated as recently as 2 years ago, 28 years after the game first came out. Take a look at the ratings, over 3,800 of them. We see tons of 8s for an overall rating of 7.5. Let's take a look at the weight.
The complexity rating, in my opinion, is the most useless stat on Board Game Geek because people just don't know how to rate complex games. I don't even know what it means.
It's a 4.33. Republic of Rome looks like a game I'd want to play. Negotiation, warfare, dice rolling, hand management. Crazy. I want to get my hands on a copy of this game. Maybe I'll find one someday. If you're looking for a complete set of the 70s and 80s videos from my Through the Years series, you can find it over on the Family Showdown channel. See you next time.
Hey, we're back. It's time for You versus the Internet. Oh, no, you. Sorry, you are the Internet. You versus Z.
I am the internet?
No, you're not the Internet. All right, so
Incorrect.
For the foreseeable future, we're going to be playing the same game each week, which lets you all be involved in it. And you're going to I'm going to ask a question that has a numerical answer, and Z is going to give an answer to that. And I'm also going to pick 4 answers from the listeners. Now, last time I picked the first 4 answers, but that gave a slight advantage to people who had a fast internet connection. So this time I might pick the first 4, or I might just kind of scroll through, randomly pick one, and then pick the 3 answers after that. And then Z is trying to answer, and he wants to be the closest to the correct answer. If he is, he gets 5 points. If he's closer than one person, he gets 3 points. If he's closer than 2 people, nothing happens. If 3 of you are closer than him, you get 3 points. And if you're all closer than Z, you get 5 points. All right.
I have some questions. What?
Okay, so today our statistics are about video games.
Oh.
I'm trying to be thematic here.
Let's get it, son.
Now, the statistics that I have here were all compiled near the end of 2018. So we're missing a year's worth of information, but I found some good information here. So this is at the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019. Some folks did some studies on board gaming. So what percentage
We said video games.
Video games.
Yeah.
What percentage of parents pay attention to the games their children play?
-6%.
What percentage? Now, of course, this is people answering the survey, so you know how that works.
That's
so
true.
What percentage?
That's true. All right, so I have to think here of not just like you said, the way it's asked and where they asked will change and sort of bias the answers you're getting. There is no other way to do it. So these are folks that are already probably online. This is likely something.
And I should mention, folks, you can only answer each question once. If I see you trying to answer questions multiple times to get your thing in there, then we will ban you from chat temporarily because that is cheating. And you're also being a jerk to everybody else. All right. I got some answers here, starting with Mark Edwards. But before I give his answers, Z, what's yours?
All right, you got your 3.
I do.
I'm going to go with 4 of them. Okay, I'm going to go with 64%. Nintendo
Right.
64, son. Yeah, yo.
All right, Z says 64. Then we got Mark says 33. The Schleppo says 39. John Miner says 27. And Battlecry with an E says 42. All right, what's the correct answer? according to the people who answered the survey, 90%.
It's a bunch of liars. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely look after my children and make sure that I understand everything they are intaking. Oh, no, they don't know any bad words.
So anyhow, that's 5 points for Z because he was closer than everybody.
You just have to know liars. That's what it is. That's what this show's about. Let's do it. What else you got?
Let's see here. So, when it comes to people who play video games, what percentage of gamers are more likely to play a musical instrument?
Like in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Like what percentage of people who play video games?
Gamers who play video games are also play a musical instrument.
Oh, the same number as people who just play a musical instrument, you know? Seems weird. It seems like a weird cross-reference. It's like asking what number of people who go to the bathroom also play
Rock Band.
Are we talking specifically about Rock Band?
No, I'm saying Rock Band is the crossover, I guess. You were trying to say, how's there a thing? All right, I got my answers, Z.
22%.
All right, Z says 22%. And from the audience, we have Bob says 45, Rebecca 70, Red Chushi says 5, and Dean says 25. And the answer is 32%.
That's what I said. 32%.
Actually, you were closer than 3 people, so you still scored.
Sir, I was closer than 12 people. I said 32%. Go back and check me. I just mumbled it a little bit. I went 32, like that.
All right, we'll change the rules then. If you get it exactly, you score 20 points. I don't think you want to play that way because there's 4 guesses from the audience.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. Fine. I was closer than 3 of them.
All right. All right. Let's see. The PC gaming industry. How much money was it worth? The number that last time they measured it was in 2017. So how much money was the PC gaming industry worth in U.S. dollars?
Okay. It's going to be a lot of moolah cash. I'm assuming you want it in hundreds of dollars?
No, Bob, I know rock bands aren't real instruments. I'm just saying that if you play Rock Band, then maybe it will encourage you to play an actual real instrument. I don't know.
How is Rock Band not a real instrument? Of course it's a real instrument.
Yes, because that's how guitars work.
Yeah.
I should mention here, you're not allowed to look this information up online in case people are going to be doing that.
All right, let me know when you've got your 4.
All right, I'm just going to randomly spin it out. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I got it. All right, hang on.
All right.
Got it. All right, what's your answer?
My answer is going to be amount of money that the industry is worth.
Yep.
Is that right?
The PC gaming industry.
I'm going to go with $720 million.
All right, $720 million, says Z. So our audience says, Ben says 24.3 billion, Chris says 1.5 billion, Stuart says 2.5 billion, and Joe says 15 billion. How you feeling?
Not great. It's really low.
And the answer is 28 billion, which gives the audience 5 points. They're back in the game.
So what's the score right now, Tom?
The score should be 5 for the audience and 8 for Z. He's still ahead.
All right, got it.
Still
I just
ahead.
need to not fumble the next few, and I'm good. I can take my prize. What is the prize? Do I get something? If I.
All right. So let's
No?
continue on with our stats information. All right. Do you know, Z, what the best-selling PC game of all time is?
Sure. Yeah. Would you like me to tell you?
That's the answer, right? You just say yes.
Would you like to know?
I would
I
like
think
to know
I-
more.
I think I know. Yeah.
All right, guess.
Minecraft.
No, I don't. This is as of January 2018, so maybe it's changed since then. But of January 2018, it's actually The Sims 3, actually.
Okay, fine.
So how many
Sims.
units? How many units of Sims 3 have been sold in the world as of January 2018?
12.
Well, 12. That's close. I'm going to let you reconsider, though.
Okay. 14. No. Units sold in the world. It's the best-selling game. I know games typically sell between 100.
It's the best-selling PC game, to be clear.
Sure.
And maybe
So
that's,
let's-
I think, a lot of people probably play Minecraft on multiple devices.
Maybe that's what it is. I thought it was the best-selling game, but maybe it's because it's multiple platforms. Oh, my goodness. How many copies have been sold? Jeez. All right. I guess I'll take a stab at it. You got your answers?
I do. Here we go. Stopping it right there. I'm going to write down the answers.
Could you tell me what they are before I take a guess? No?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
I'm going to say 210 million copies.
210 million. All right. Here's what our listeners said. Andrew says 52 million. Paul says 500 million. Sorry. Andrew says 7 million. And Robert says 622 million. All right. The actual answer is 7.85 million. Considerably, I'm sorry, 7.95 million, but doesn't matter.
Almost 8
Considerably
million.
lower
Okay.
than everyone, except one person did say 7 million, which is really close. He's closer than you. And 52 million was closer than you, but you were closer than the other two people making this question. A wash. No points awarded.
Yes. I told you it was Minecraft. Still waiting. That's all I care about. It's about
right.
wrecking the internet. Like Ralph.
Where do most people buy their games nowadays?
Facebook.
Um,
Well, I know where
that might
it's
be
not.
true.
It's not GameStop, that's for sure.
Well, they're essential, I hear. All right, so actually, a lot of people get stuff from Steam.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of things are bought from Steam, especially now. So again, we're looking at the year 2017,
Okay.
where the PC gaming industry was worth $28.04 billion. So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
What was their sales revenue in 2017? Steam, their game sales revenue. Now, I'm assuming it's considerably higher right now.
Ugh, come on, man. You asking me all these money questions? Don't you ask me, like, what color is the logo of Steam or something? And I think it's white. Revenue. Is this yearly revenue?
It's for the year 2017.
Okay. Is it gross or net income?
Does that change anything about your answer? It just
Yeah.
says for sales revenue, so I'm assuming it's gross.
That's disgusting and gross. I am going to say several billions. Yeah. Several billions.
What is several? Is that your answer? Several?
How much did you say was the income for the industry? 28 billion?
That was what the industry was worth.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to say 2.7 billion.
All right, 2.7 billion. What do I got from the audience? Ooh, Z, I'm sorry. Mark said 1.5 billion. Mm-hmm. Then we have Ben with 2.3, Chris with 2.8, and David with 1.9.
Hey, at least I'm in the neighborhood of what other people are saying. I feel pretty good about that, even just that.
Actually, you should feel better than that because they made 4.3 billion.
Okay.
And so 2.8 was the closest, but you were closer than 3 of the other people, giving you another 3 points, bringing your total to 11 to 5.
They made $4 billion American dollars.
And that was in 2017. Can you imagine what they're making now?
They don't need toilet paper, you know? They can just use dollar bills.
All righty. So, let's see here.
Dollar bills, yo. Dollar bills.
Let's jump to the all-time best-selling console game of all time.
Okay. Minecraft.
That might be. Stop with the Minecraft stuff.
Let me think. One of the Mario games?
This is as of March 2018. You're on the right track, but it's not Mario. It is a game that came with a system.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, come on now.
It's
in a Nintendo line.
Tetris.
No. It's Wii Sports.
Get out. Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay. If you say so, Tom.
Hang on. Yes. I am saying so because that's what I'm reading here. This was the all best time selling game as of March 2018. Again, it's harder to find statistics that are closer to our time frame, but it doesn't matter. All right. So, how many? How many sold?
Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Did that come with a console?
Yeah, it came with the Wii.
So all I have to know is basically about how many Wiis were sold. Okay.
Sure. Okay. So use that knowledge that you that I'm sure you know very well.
I think the Wii sold quite well. I know PS4 sold the most. That was several hundreds of million of consoles. So the Wii probably sold. Yeah, maybe. You got your answers?
They're coming in right now. I'm going to spin the dial here a little bit as I kind of go up and down looking at them. And dabba-doo, 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 dabba-doo-da. And got it.
All right. So I'm thinking I think console-wise they sold maybe about 80 million or so, but that's obviously every console. They did not all come with the game. The first wave came with the game. So I'm going to say it's the best-selling or it's the most like proliferated video game of every console up to that year?
As of March 2018.
And it's got to be a really high number because I know all those GTA games sell millions and millions. So 20 million. I don't know.
All right, 20 million. Here's what the people in the congregation said. Schleppo, 290.
Schleppo is not to be trusted.
I can't pronounce this guy's name, but he said 80 million. That was the first number that came out of your mouth. Then we have 60 million and 5 million.
Okay.
And the actual answer is 82.65 million. You should have stuck with that 80 number.
Oh, yeah, I
However,
should have. Man.
Shockingly, you're still closer than 3 people, which gives you 3 points, which means we don't need to play the last question because the audience cannot win.
I can't lose, baby.
Unless you want to play a double round.
No, I can't lose.
Don't put your luck. All righty. Well, that is today's showdown. Let's jump to some contributors.
Hello, and welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here I have the Fargo, North Dakota secret word game, published in 1978 by Milton Bradley. This is a 2 to 4 player game in which you're trying to crack the mad scientist's code first before everybody else. Let me set this up and show you how it works. This is what the game board will look like set up. Everybody's going to pick a different color pawn and start it here at the start space. And then everybody's going to take this score sheet here and just put a white piece of plain paper there. And these are the words that you're trying to do. You're trying to figure out 4 words. Then you're going to just pick a card at random from this deck here and put it here in the middle of the board. And these are the secret words that people are trying to figure out. Everybody's going to be going for the same words. The board is divided into 4 different colors, and each color has their own decoder here. So on every turn, you're going to roll 2 6-sided dice and move your pawn along clockwise along the path. Every time you land on a light bulb, you're able to go ahead and look at that color word. So for example, I landed on the red light bulb. So here's the red wheel, and I can pick any number that I want to figure out what the letter is. So for example, the first letter is 8. So here's 8. Then you're going to open up the window, and that's the letter A. So I'm going to write the letter A here on my score sheet. And then you'll close that. You'll do all this in secret. Every time you land here on an arrow, that means that you can just jump to any other color that you want. If you land on another player's pawn, you can go ahead and ask him for one of the letters in that color section. So basically the object of the game is the first player to get all 4 words correct will win the game. The Fargo, North Dakota was a segment on the television show The Electric Company, which ran from 1971 to 1977. Although it wasn't a featured weekly segment, it did have a recurring role on the show. Fargo, North Dakota is actually a pun taken from Fargo, North Dakota. Well, that's all the time I have for now. If you have a comment below, or you can tweet them to me at RetroBoardGamer. And as always, may your rolls be high.
Hi everybody,
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about chai.
Chai.
That's not really chai. It's like British breakfast or something.
It's tea. Speaking of tea, I just wanted to do a shout out to tea right now.
This one's for you.
My doctor
Pour one
had
out for the homies.
Come on, I'm trying to talk about stuff here. My doctor had actually told me that if when the girls were sick and when I was sick, that it was actually a really good idea just to drink tea, honey, and lemon. That it had medicinal effects to it, even though it wasn't medicine. If I didn't want to buy, she said over-the-counter cough syrup was kind of pointless. If you needed prescription cough syrup, but if I didn't want to do that, I could just do this instead, and that it worked. That's what my doctor said. Everybody, tea's awesome.
All right, so what about games about tea? Are they awesome?
Yes.
Yes, they are. This game was a lot of fun. First of all, the thing we noticed the most was the card art. There was a lot of diverse representation of characters. There's people in wheelchairs. There's people of all different skin colors. There are all different people represented in this game. It was really cool to see. It's a really easy thing to do in a lot of different games, and a lot of games don't take advantage of that. And I think it's really cool to, no matter who you are, you'll be able to see yourself in this game. You'll be able to find someone like you in this game.
This game is pretty easy to teach and learn, and one of the benefits of that is somebody who's playing for the first time and somebody who's playing for the sixth time can still play competitively against each other. So it was nice to see that in a game.
Now, this is a pretty simple order fulfillment game. You basically have customers who want different kinds of tea. You have to provide them with different flavors, additives, all that kind of stuff. But how they've done it is really cool and unique. There's this market board where you take tiles off of it and you slide them down. You try to find groupings of things. You get to buy them all for one purchase price. Slide those things down. It felt a lot like a game like Candy Crush, only in a board game form, which I'd never seen before in a game, and that was really neat.
If you want to hear our full thoughts on that, go ahead and check us out on YouTube under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, so thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
With tea!
Bye.
Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and this is The Secret Life of Board Games, a series where I ask board game creators to reveal the Easter eggs they've tucked away in your favorite games. 2008's Dominion is the quintessential deck-building game. Designer Donald X. Vaccarino told me a lot of fun little touches that the game's artists added to the base game and its expansions. There are a lot of self-referential nods in the artwork. The village from the village card shows up reflected in the scrying pool and on the pillage card. The victory point shield from the scoring cards shows up in the counting house and in the city quarter. Artwork for the Duchess and Duke cards is complementary. Each of these cards has a ruined version in the Dark Ages expansion. These 3 cards from the Seaside expansion form a panorama. As you'd expect, a good number of the people on the cards are named after friends, family, colleagues, and playtesters. All of the knights from the Dark Ages expansion are real people. The guy on the Navigator card is Dominion developer Dale Yu, and this woman on the Harem card is developer Valerie Putman. Thanks, guys. The Pearl Diver card has Wei Hua Huang, who co-designed Rule for the Galaxy. He's on there because he won a Dominion tournament. The guy on the Captain card is another tournament winner named Tobias. You can actually visit the building on the church card. It's the real-life Schwerin Cathedral in Germany. And this promo card has the faces of the Spiel des Jahres judges on the coins. Dominion artwork even references other board games. Compare the City card with the cover of Carcassonne the City, and the very Carcassonne-esque walled village. The Governor card coincided with the 10th anniversary of Puerto Rico, and the way it works is even a nod to that game. There are more secrets to discover, so join me at my channel, Knights Around a Table.
Hey!
I got 20 questions for you, Tom. Hello,
All right, folks.
everybody. In this game, I'm going to be trying to get Tom to guess a game. I have the game, in fact, right down here off camera. And he's going to have 20 questions to do so. But the only questions he'll be able to ask are the ones that you, the audience, are going to post in the chat. He can only ask those questions. Everyone's going to cost him one of these chips. After he asks, he may flip the chip. Most of them, half of them, or nothing. The other half, broken down into half themselves, are remove an extra token. That one cost him 2 questions. Or I'll give him a random letter from the answer. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and set these into place.
While he's doing that, I like to clarify a few things. Since the internet kind of went wonky at the end of our showdown, Z won the showdown, folks, convincingly. You did not win just because the internet skipped there.
You trying to take away my win?
They are.
What is up with that? Can't take away my win.
All right, here we go. Let's see what questions people are asking here. All righty, first question. This is like a basic question from Gator Dave. Says, can more than 2 players play this game?
Yes.
All right. I'll flip the chip.
Hold on. Let me do this. Mix it up here so there's no tomfoolery. Chip. Flip it. Are you sure? You can see in my eyes what it is.
You're assuming I can see it, and that's not correct. I can barely see this far. What do you got?
No, like you can see in my eyes, the fear, the hesitation. It's a -1.
All right. No one cares.
I'm burning another one. All right.
All righty, let's see. You know what? I'm just ask.
You have 18 questions left.
What kind of questions are some of you asking here? You like asking. I'm not asking these for real, but someone says, "Is it a legacy game?" So you're just gonna pick like the 8 legacy games out there. Someone says it's in Z's top 10. Again, you're picking. That's a very small pool.
This is how you split the gaming pool. You know, yeah. Is it this or this?
Monica says, "Does the game have a solo mode?"
No, I don't believe so. Certainly not out of the box. Here, I'm looking at the list of players, and it does not. Bam!
Flip it.
Don't do it.
Flip it.
-1 again.
I think you're a pretty bad shuffler there, but all right.
They're random. They are random, and it takes this one. You are down to 16 questions.
All right. All right, Robert, I'll ask that, but that's a weird question in a sense. Was it published after 2017, which means 18, 19, or 20?
Was it published in 18, 19, or 20? It was not published in those years. No, it is earlier than that.
Flip the chip.
It's a nothing, Chip. You are down to 15. You feel the fear mounting. Finally, I shall have your soul.
Is
you
the
know we're
box
playing for your soul, right? You knew that.
You can have it. Is the box, says Ferg, bigger than a Ticket to Ride size box?
That's hard. Are we talking about in volume?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's slightly smaller.
Flip the chip. We're flipping until I get a good one.
This is a nothing, Chip.
All right.
We're down to 14 questions.
Don't ask.
Mammal.
Is it older than 2 years? Come on, guys. Let's see. All right. Sonia says, does it have a space theme?
It does not have a space theme.
All right. And Tony.
Nothing, Chip.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I keep forgetting about the chips. And Tony says, does the game's designer have more than 10 games to their credit?
No. In fact, I'll double check right now. I'm looking. They pretty much have one. That's not including
that doesn't help
possible
me out a
expansion.
lot. All right.
They have multiple items, but pretty much one game listed there.
What are people talking about now, folks? I'm super confused. Someone says this win will always have an asterisk associated with it. What? Why? Did we cheat?
Did they see something in my glasses? Can you guys see it in my glasses? Is that maybe what it is?
No one's saying anything. Go ahead and flip the chip.
Oh!
Give us a letter!
All right, fine. I'll give you a letter. Here we go. Why is there an asterisk associated with this? I want to know if they can see the screen on my reflected on my glasses, because I will change it. This spin brought to you by Succubus. You have an A. Give me an A.
All right.
A. Macarena. Okay, I have a question for you, Tom, and I might give you another letter if you get this correctly.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I
would like to know, Thomas, what is the latest English edition of Alien Frontiers released in 2017? That is the last one that came out. What number edition is it?
4.
You're saying Alien Frontiers 4th edition.
I'm not sure, but I think so.
That is incorrect. 5th edition came out in 2017.
All right.
Nice try, though. Let's keep going.
They shouldn't call these things 5th editions if there's no changes, but anyhow.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't make the rules, did I?
Yeah. Sebastian says, is the designer German?
No, I don't think so. I very much would doubt that. If this guy is German, I wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? So,
I get it. That's reasonable.
Oh, wait, am I flipping?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, it's a -1.
I would have flipped it, so.
All right, and I'm taking another one here. So let's see. You've got now burned through 3, 6, 10. Halfway through your questions, you have 10 questions left, Tom. I'm going to give you another cursory shuffle here.
Does each player have their own color player pieces?
No.
That's actually
Well, that assumes a lot of information.
well, sure, but I mean that's a thing. I mean that eliminates a lot of games. That's good. Is
Well, you
Loopy
gotta
says
find out about this one first. Do I flip?
nope, I'm not flipping it. I'm not flipping it. All right, Loopy says, according to your knowledge, has Tom Vassell played it?
Yeah, I think so. So we'll check it. You might have it here in. You're one of my geek buddies, so I'll double check.
All right.
Yes, Tom, you've played it.
All right. Matt says, is there animals in the game?
Gotta get through this. No flipping, right? You tell me when you want to flip. You are down. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
12.
You've burned through 12. Yeah.
Are there animals in the game? Two people asked this in a row, so
Technically, yes.
flip that chip.
It's just a regular one. You got nothing for that one. 7.
Let me see here.
Flip that chip.
Thomas says, does it have more than 25 cards?
Yes. Would you like to flip this chip?
Flip the chip.
Wham!
Give us a letter. And let it be a Z or something.
You've got a juicy letter coming.
I forgot how many letters you said were left.
Several. The letter of the day is L. L as in losers.
Is the game La La Land? Okay.
All right, I have a question for you, Tom.
Ooh.
And if you get this right, I'll give you another letter. The original Skyrim release date was November 11th. What year was it?
2011.
That is correct.
Because it was 11111.
That's right.
Also, I remember that date fondly.
That day, I remember you took the week off that day. Every day was the week.
Was I in America when that? Yeah, I was in America when that came out. I struggled because I stayed up till midnight to play it, but I knew I had something to do the next day, and it was kind of like, and I was an adult.
Laura was giving birth the next day. Yeah, I remember that. You were like, no.
Oh, what's my other letter? Give me a letter, man.
It's coming. It's coming. You got a letter coming. Oh, I don't know if I trust you with this many letters. T is your new letter. So you've got an L, an A, and a T.
All right. Is it, says Ferg, a living card game?
It is not a living card game.
I probably should have been more clear on that question there, but all right, too late.
In a collectible card game?
Yeah. But anyway, okay.
No, not a living card game. It's not a collectible
last
card.
chip I'm going to flip. I'll flip this one, but then I'm done.
Nothing.
All right.
All right, you have 5 left. And then I give you the bonus final guess, of course.
Which we've got it on a few times now.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, I shall never taste that juicy soul. I don't know why I'm like not actually like some sort of trans-dimensional creature or anything. What do you got?
Let's see here. Some people are asking very specific questions, which I'm afraid of.
You can tell me what they're asking. I don't care until you say it's an official question. You know, you can just talk it out.
Like someone said, like, does it have card money? That's really, really specific.
I don't like it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
Let me
you
check.
Like that one.
I do like that one. Someone asked me some questions that narrow it down to that. Okay. Oh, okay. Trevin says, is there any money in the game? Paper, coins, clips.
Money? Is there any money in the game? I don't. Man, that's a good question because I don't think so, but the concept might be in play. I mean, no, there is no money.
All right. No chip. Has it been nominated for the Spiel?
I really doubt it.
All right. Cereals. How many chips I got left?
You have 4 right now, but you're burning through another one here. Boom.
All right.
You're not flipping any of these, right?
I'm not right now. Is anything made of plastic in the game?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Huh?
Is it cooperative?
It is not cooperative. You have this is your
Wait,
last.
I'm going to flip that chip. I'm flipping that chip.
That one?
Yeah! Give me a
one, you
letter.
jerk.
All right.
Cheating. He caught a glimpse of that red in my eyes.
Don't wear your glasses then if you're so worried about this.
You have your letter is another L. That's enough. I'm not giving you another one. All right, this is your last question, and then you get a guess. One guess. If you're wrong, the dice tower belongs to me. You're right. Nothing changes. No stakes for me at all.
All right. All right, I'll ask Paul's question. Is it based on historical events?
No.
All righty. I'll flip the chip because we have nothing to lose.
No, you don't, actually. You would lose, but there is nothing to lose.
Woo. All right. So here's
All right.
the deal, folks. There's at least 3 or more players. It's not a solo game. It came out in 2017 or earlier. It's not bigger than a Ticket to Ride box. The designer has only designed probably this game. It's not a German guy, probably. There's no player colors in the game. I've played it. It has animals of some sort of fashion. More than 25 cards, not an LCG. There's no money in the game, but maybe the concept of it. It is no plastic in it. It is not a cooperative game, and it is not historical.
And also the letters that you have. So which letters do you have?
The tall, Tall. Which if there was a game with the word tall, and I would pick it, but I don't know. So let's see what people are saying here. I can't say Steampunk Rally because I've not played that yet, of all things.
You just name things out if you want, as people are suggesting.
It can't be Wallenstein because that's not his only design. And that would be really easy for Z. Wouldn't even have to look that one up because he did Shogun, which is basically the same game. Oh, that's a good one. I don't like telling you when there's one that I think might be the answer because
you don't want to see me flinch. Well, I'm a great poker player, Tom. You won't see it.
I've not played Tail Feathers, so it can't be that one. Can't be Altiplano. Because he's designed multiple games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting.
Are you saying I might actually win?
You might actually win because the one game I'm getting is. I'm trying to look now. No, that can't be.
I got the box right here. I got the box right here.
His name is Paul Revere.
I'm gonna flash it on the screen and destroy your soul. I'm gonna.
I'm actually not getting any more response. Did I lose internet? Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, the crowd is too scared.
Oh, good. Someone's using some deduction.
No! My nemesis. Oh, good. Reasoning and logic. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. Do not do this. Why is the internet helping you?
Oh, that's an interesting one. No, he's designed more than one game. Can't be Last Will. Can't be Battle Lore. It could be Battle something. But Ball? Nope. Alrighty, I think, Z, you have this one. I'm going to make my guess here, but I don't think it's right. I'm going to say Blank Slate. Ah! And you know what's irritating about this is I was just looking at that game yesterday.
Come on, Cat. It's right there. Tall.
Nightfall
from Douglas Clegg, who I assume, again, is not German. It is a game in which you are buying more cards. You're technically influencing them. So the concept of purchasing new cards is there, but not really money. It's a deck building game. So it is not a living card game nor collectible. It has werewolves, which are kind of animalistic at the very least. You know, big dogs.
It's legit. Yeah. And vampires. It has a very big story that they wrote in each of the expansions too, which are interesting. And then they never really follow through with that. I was looking at this yesterday because I was putting together my top 10 games that start with the letter N.
Okay.
For our podcast that's coming out Tuesday. And there's a lot fewer games than you might think of that N. It's a very rare letter, honestly.
Right.
And I looked at Nightfall and I thought, yeah, I need to lower my rating for that game.
Did you lower it? Because I
haven't
just saw
yet.
your rating.
What my rating's a 6, isn't it?
It's a 7 right now, I think. Yeah.
The 7. I'm going to drop it to a 6.
All right. Cool.
All right, we got 4 more contributors. Let's jump to them.
What's up, everyone? My name is Melissa McCack, and this is Smashing Buttons and Slamming Cards. This is a segment where I talk about a video game I love, and I connect it to a board game I love. And this week, I want to talk about Neverwinter, the MMORPG, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Nailed it. This is it's a game that you can play with your friends and everything, and you create your own little character, and you could specialize in different things, like you could be like a wizard or whatever it might be. And you go around completing quests and just, you could do dungeon delving and go through the dungeons to beat the big boss baddies and everything. I want to connect that to Dungeons & Dragons, The Legend of Drizzt. Really, you could probably pick any sort of these Dungeons & Dragons dungeon crawl board games, but I have this one because this is really the only one I own and have played, but I think they all work fairly similarly. But it's a dungeon crawl. You're going around with your friends. It's cooperative. And again, you could pick your own little character where you don't really get to customize it as much as say, Neverwinter, but in this game, you do kind of just pick what character you want to play. They have their own sort of specialties, and you go through the dungeons, again, just trying to beat up on big boss baddies and everything, and it kind of just streamlines the whole Dungeons & Dragons process, and just turns it more into the dungeon delving. And I'm really connecting it to Neverwinter because that's a lot of what we used to do in Neverwinter. Me and my friends, we would go dungeon delving and go through the dungeons where like there could be traps and all that stuff, which was really fun and really cool. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like, you could check out mine and my brother's podcast called Room 51.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
I am Ilka Luza.
My name is Dave Luza. And we are here to put, in Dutch we would say, to put a heart under your belt.
That means we want to encourage you to see this situation we're all facing, this being stuck at home, this social distancing or space mining, as a friend of mine calls it, as something positive.
Yeah. And it's not easy homeschooling if you're not used to it.
Oh no, sure. Standing in line at the grocery store and not being able to buy toilet paper, and these are just
2 weeks. We've been waiting for toilet paper to get it.
That's beside the point, because those are only minor points.
Yes.
People are. It's a very grave situation, but we try to get some light into your lives.
We've been playing games not only at home, playing with the family, but we found a new way to put games into the world. Although we're not able to meet people, we're doing it online.
We have our own private game group every night at 10. We stream.
Yeah, we're doing it on Twitch, which is an amazing medium for us to share the games that people might not know. But it's not us playing the games and people watching it. No, we're playing it with the people. We're playing Roll and Rights. Tonight we have played Patchwork Doodle, which is a fun game where everyone just prints out their own sheet if they don't own the game. And you can draw with us and have fun and compete with us. We've played... just one. We're going to play Codenames Hex Roller. Tomorrow is going to be Decrypto.
You won't believe that we already played The Mind live on this show. Yes.
We did that. And adding to it that we might do some theatrical outbursts because the theaters are closed. We don't have that outlet. So we might sing a little for our audience. And
we get to spend time with people that we now feel a connection with.
Yeah.
People show up every night. People make fan art. It's really amazing. We had a game designer on the show.
Oh, Jeff Engelstein was here talking about Super Skill Pinball, which is an amazing game. And we got to play them with people at home, which was really nice.
So I guess what we want to say is these are dark times. These are trying times, but we can make it better. We can make it, we can do better. We can do it for you. We can do it with you. If you watch us or if you just stay at home, play board games with your loved ones, we can get through this.
Yes, we can. Thank you so much for watching this. If you want to be part of our family, then go check it out on twitch.tv/Losapalooza. Every day we are streaming. It's our night, but it might be your 1 o'clock. We'll see what happens. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I have Azul Summer Pavilion, the third installment of Azul that I want to share, coming up. Hi, it's Stella. Azul Summer Pavilion is the third Azul game that we've played, and it seems some people like different Azuls, which is fair. I'm assuming you have had or played Azul yourself. So, Summer Pavilion is more similar to the original Azul, but I like Summer Pavilion the best out of the three. I think the mechanics of adding the tiles at the end of the round, not when you obtain them, is great. I can change my mind at the end, not worried about having to decide then, because things could change. Also on the other Azuls, I've been hit by having to collect the tiles I could not place at the end of the round, and this cost me my game. I ended up with too many negative points that I could not recover from. In this new one, as I said, you decide at the end, so you could manipulate the placement more, and you can carry over up to 4 tiles to the next round, gives you more flexibility to plan ahead. There is also the middle board. You can get more tiles by enclosing certain area with tiles on your board. So, overall, I think Summer Pavilion is more gamer friendly. I like this one the best compared to the other ones. It is still simple enough like the original Azul, has the right things that I like from the original Azul, plus more. And how about you? What is your favorite Azul game? Well, thanks for watching. We are on the Dice Tower How to Play videos and Maple University on YouTube. See you next time!
Hey, and that's it for another one. Man, folks, I don't care if you lose to Z in the first game, but when you join me and we lose in the 20 questions, never happened before. We were undefeated.
That's right. Never again will you live in a world where I'm a sucker. No, wait.
Although one of our viewers, Monica, she said Nightfall, but she said it right around the same time Z said it, so it was too late.
I still tip my hat to Monica. Well done. Well done.
What could have been. All right, folks, we'll be back at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with a somewhat shorter top 10 than we've done in the past. Just me and Z talking about games you can play remotely. So we'll see you all then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Thanks, everybody.
Have fun gaming.